Welcome to the Note to Self podcast. I'm your host, Zoe Ariel, an adventurous entrepreneur who loves to make the most out of life. I'm a certified professional life coach, digital course creator, verified YouTuber, and published author. On this podcast, you can expect actionable tips, reflections, and inspiration to live your best, most fulfilling life. So, let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Note to Self. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing what I read in Q3 of 2022. So in these episodes, I've got two more prior to this. I share the books that I have read in the most recent quarter and just a few insights about them to hopefully spark some awareness. If you're a bookworm like me, I always love receiving recommendations, or I love hearing what other people are reading because I find that when something feels like it resonates, it's just added to my list. And there's always so much that's available through the power of reading or listening to books. So right off the bat, I do want to share that my course, Write Your Story, is now open. And this is a do-it-yourself course to get that book idea that's been at the back of your mind into something tangible. In this course, which is designed with your success in mind, I empower you to build out and construct the blueprint for your book. So whether this is a book about something that you've personally gone through, whether it's a guidebook of some kind, or whether it's just a story that perhaps has come to you through a dream state or something like that, whatever is on your heart to share as a book idea, which you've all got so many ideas. I know this, and those of you who attended the most recent workshop, you know this too. It's time. So consider this your sign that book that is dancing around in your mind that's perhaps been on the back burner, that is something that this world needs. And if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to align with that foolproof blueprint, if you're ready to align with your confidence around writing, if you're ready to access a new depth with your writing and be able to truly understand the reader's journey in your writing and just commit to your book, Write Your Story is for you, and I would absolutely love to have you inside. Cart will close on October 12th, so be sure to click the link below and get in now at this place. There's also tons of supportive bonuses. There's 6 modules that will help you and empower you to activate that next level author within, and I'll see you inside. So let's get into these books that I read in Q3. Can you guys believe that we're already there? It's just wild. What's interesting about this recent quarter is that I actually purchased a lot of online programs for myself and certification programs. So I have been consuming content around those courses and those learnings. So my book list for this quarter is much smaller. But I was still taking in a lot of wisdom, and I find that there's naturally seasons. There's seasons where we're reading a lot, there's seasons where we're learning a lot, and there's seasons where perhaps we are learning and reading a lot, but in a different way that comes through courses. So here are the books that I read and listened to. The first one was Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. This is a book that I've visited many times, but I like to put on this type of content in the background when I'm cleaning, or I was packing at this time and puttering around my house, and just having positive vibrations or wealth consciousness content in the background is always good. And this one's a classic, Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. The next one is A Happy Pocket Full of Money. Money and wealth was definitely a theme in this last quarter. And I actually read and listened to A Happy Pocket Full of Money 3 times. This is a book that I've mentioned in my other podcasts about books as well. And it's one that I always love to come back to because I feel like, to me personally, it's the ultimate wealth consciousness book because it aligns with mindset, energetics, the quantum of it all really. And I just feel like every time I listen to it, I learn something new. Even though I've listened to it and read it multiple times, it always has key insights for me and awarenesses. And it just feels good to listen to. It just feels good to be in that energetic vibration. The next book is The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease. I listened to this one again. This is another book that I've revisited again and again. And like I said, it's more about understanding what wealth consciousness content supports me and my beliefs about myself and my beliefs about abundance, and having that on in the background, it just creates and sets a powerful energetic precedent that I am open to receive. I am open to abundance. I am open to my next level and remembering the divine power that I have as a creator in this world. The next book was Happy Days by Gabrielle Bernstein. And this was a book that truly found me at the most divine time. It was exactly what I was looking for. This book is about healing trauma and healing trauma from your past. So a theme for me in my personal life in the last 6 weeks has been uncovering and allowing memories from my childhood to present themselves. And this has naturally happened because my nervous system has felt very safe, right? I've healed different levels of my relationship with myself and my body, and that's allowed my body then to present things to me to heal. And Happy Days was just such a beautiful piece of work by Gabrielle Bernstein that allowed me to feel more comfortable in transmuting my trauma, alchemizing that. I created a recent podcast on that as well. I'll leave below. But it just allowed me to trust in the journey even more, and also to know that I'm safe in myself in doing this work. If you're presently finding yourself in a season of healing trauma or healing suppressed memories from the past, I definitely recommend this book. The next book that I listened to was The Complete Works of Florence Scovel Shinn. So Florence Scovel Shinn, I believe the book that she's most known for, which was in this Complete Works, is The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I really loved this. I tend to enjoy dipping into the old school law of attraction manifestation content because a lot of it relates to pieces of work like the Bible and like the simplicity of how these practices or how these thoughts or how these awarenesses around the power that we all have as human beings have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's human nature for us to be powerful AF, and listening to old school content, it's like this, it activates this remembering in me. Like, of course, we are that powerful. Of course, we are the creators of our reality. And of course, life is a game and we know how to play it. So I definitely recommend any of Florence Scovel Shinn's content, but there is this book on Audible that is The Complete Works, and it was a great listen. The next book that I listened to was Be It Until You Become It, and this is a book by, I believe her name is Natasha Garciano. She was popping up a lot on my Instagram, and so I saw that she had this book, and I'm like, I'm always down for a law of attraction manifestation creation book, and especially one that's got Be It Until You Become It in the title, because I'm all about being versus doing. So this was really great. A lot of learnings, a lot of awareness. It was a really inspiring and empowering read. So if you're ready to just activate a next level of inner power, definitely recommend this book. I also listened to The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. This is a book that I've revisited again over time, and yeah, it's funny. It's got some great insights in it. There's always power in re-listening to things, as this has been a theme of this podcast specifically. But if you feel like there's certain subject matter that you are desiring more support in, like, for example, desiring to give less fucks, go to the content that you know that has empowered you in the past and re-listen to it, and you'll discover more and more things. It's like watching Harry Potter. Every time I watch Harry Potter movies again, I always uncover something or learn something new or something different clicks. It doesn't matter how many times. And I'm telling you guys, I have watched the first Harry Potter movie over 100 times, like well over 100 times, I'm sure. But I just like learn more. I embody more. So trust yourself when you feel drawn to content that has helped you or empowered you in the past, because new lessons, new awarenesses, new codes are waiting to be unlocked. The next book that I read, which was so incredibly beautiful, was The Radiance Sutras. This is a powerful piece of work. These sutras, you read into them, you meditate into them, you feel into them, they activate things. I don't really feel like there's much more that I can say, but if you're ready to activate different levels of radiance within yourself, I definitely recommend reading this. This is a book that I read on my Kindle. It wasn't something that I listened to. And I saved so many of the clippings from this book, and I revisit them and I reread them, and it's so incredibly powerful for meditation and spiritual practices and new levels of awareness. So I definitely recommend that. And the final book on my list here was How to Be a Boss Bitch by Christine Quinn. So Christine Quinn, if you guys don't know, she's from Selling Sunset, and she's a character. I feel like she's really having a moment right now in celebrity pulp culture. And this book was all about how she believed in herself, right? And no matter what, if someone, I don't feel like I totally relate to her story and her book, but it's really listening to and coming back to stories about people believing in themselves when, let's say, the odds were against them. Like Christine shares in her book that she didn't graduate high school, and look where she's at right now. And it's just beautiful because you see this confirmation consistently coming through in our world about how our beliefs create our realities. And if you can harness the power of rewiring your brain, look what's powerful and possible for you. So really fun and entertaining read. If you guys like celebrity pulp culture, this is definitely something to inspire, and lots of takeaways around manifestation and just believing in yourself. And it was great to listen to. It was very entertaining. Again, I would love to invite you in to write your story. I won't be launching this program or course again for another 6 to 12 months. So get in now if you feel like you're ready to commit to your book. I mean, who could you be if you just decided to commit now and write your story? What's on your heart to share is on your heart to share for a reason, and that's because our world needs it. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to Note to Self. If you enjoyed this episode, please help me out by rating and reviewing this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If my energy is resonating with you and you feel the call to work with me, there are an abundance of ways to do so. I offer one-to-one life coaching programs, mastermind containers, and DIY courses, all of which are available through my website, zoeariel.co. Until next time, take note of all the abundance that surrounds you as you make the most of this game called life.